Hey guys, welcome to this quick demo of self-checking, a privacy-first access system using zero-knowledge proofs and IoT hardware. So imagine you're at a nightclub, you're 25 and ready for a good night out. But to get in, you usually have to show your ID, exposing your full name, ID number, and birth date, just to prove you're over 18. But if you could just prove that you are old enough without revealing anything else, that's what self-checking does. So let's say you arrive at the nightclub, you scan a QR code displayed at the entrance with the self app. It prompts you to confirm that you're over 18. Behind the scenes, the app basically generates zero knowledge proof, which is a special cryptographic way of saying I meet the requirements without saying here's all my personal info. So that proof is sent to the backend when it's verified using the Self Protocol SDK. If the proof is valid and confirms that you're over 18, the system unlocks the door, the LED turns green, and the relay triggers the gate to open. If the proof is invalid, maybe the person is underage or something doesn't match, the LED basically turns red and the door stays locked. So no bouncers will be checking your IDs, no cameras recording your personal data, just a clean, trust-based system that respects your privacy with while still enforcing the rules, basically. So we have built this using Next.js and then Self protocol for verification and Arduino board connected to a relay and an LED light to control the physical lock. So the demo that I'm going to show you guys, it basically illustrates all of that. So as you can see, just below me, you can see the circuit that I have created using an Arduino board, a RGB light, and some resistors and a relay. So basically the LED will turn the different indicators just to indicate to the user if they are accepted to go in or if don't have access to go in. The relay basically illustrates what can trigger to open the door, right? So when the relay is on, it basically means the door is being unlocked. And here in the middle, you can basically see the Next.js application. So ideally, this would be something that actually appears at the door as a device. So as you can see the UI, I try to illustrate how that could be. And then on this section, I have a self app that is open. So just to make it easy, let's do a quick demonstration of how that works. So let me just use my device to scan. So the way this is set up, it checks if you are over the age of 30. So it's preparing the verification and I can just basically hold to verify. So as you can see, the device actually turned red because I'm not over the age of 18 or of 30, I mean. So basically access is denied. As you can see, the relay did not trigger as well. And it turned back to the blue light, which is basically the default light that you see. So let me quickly change the requirements so that it can meet my age. So we're just going to change it to be the age of 18. I'm going to save and I'm quickly going to refresh. All right, so let's scan again. As you can see, it's now asking me if the age is over 18 and I can auto verify and it's proving awesome. As you can see, this was successful because I made the requirements. And as you can see just below, the light turned to green and the relay turned on, indicating that I now have access to the premises based on the requirements. So all of this can be found on a GitHub repo that I've set up called self-checking, and I will share the link right below in the description. So in the GitHub repo, you can find the Arduino code, you can find the client-side app, which is basically the one that has the QR code and running the Self Protocol SDK. And then you can also find the serial saver, which basically communicates with the Arduino project. And you can have all the instructions. I've added some diagrams that basically illustrate how this entire system works and some use cases of the system. So it could be like for an Airbnb or checking in into a hotel. Basically, the guests can just verify using their ID via the self app, and then they can unlock their reserved unit. Because in most cases, you have to go to these premises and they ask for your ID or ask for a copy of your ID, which they then keep in their database, which is something that you don't know what are they going to do with your data. So just to be aware of the data that we are sharing nowadays, because there's a lot of AI and a lot of deep fake that is happening. So with AI, it's making it simple for people to impersonate other people. So just be aware of how you share your data, and you only share the data that is required. So this, you can basically see various use cases, and also at some age state, we might have medical dispensers that are outside. So you want to be able to verify if the person is actually the one that is eligible to be dispensed certain medication, or based on the age, are they allowed to have certain medication. Anyways, this is how you basically set up the project and everything. I'm still working on the README, but you can basically try out the project right now. All you need is just the components, which I will basically put into the README. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one.